Football betting predictions are guesswork most of the time. I mean, how could you have predicted that? Or that? The truth is, if you really want to win, you need to do something different. A tiny percentage of tipsters know this, which is why most football betting predictions lose. So in this video, I'll lift the lid on how prediction providers make money from their followers, you guys, explain what to watch out for so you don't get stung, show you which football betting predictions really work, and most importantly, explain why. Understanding the why so you can make your own mind up is far better because you can immediately implement changes and drastically increase your likelihood of winning. Thousands of people follow predictions on their favourite teams, players and leagues each week, which, believe it or not, is the first mistake. Now, before we get stuck into the actual predictions, it's important to mention that the biggest problem here is bookmakers, particularly the ones that restrict betting stakes and ban winners. If you're using any of these highlighted on the screen now, I'd advise that you switch to using a sharp betting brand or exchange. They won't penalise you for playing smart because they believe in their pricing. Now, when it comes to predictions, there's an entire marketplace looking for your money. And unfortunately, many of these prediction providers aren't all that honest. As a professional gambler of over 10 years, I've seen it all. So before I point you towards the most genuine football predictions, I want to highlight how football betting predictions typically work. Now, broadly speaking, there are 4 different types of tipster. 1, affiliate link tipsters that will provide free predictions for people that click on their link, like this one here in this example. Now, the thing you need to know here is that they only get paid when you lose, so their true motivation isn't in helping you win. And it's a lucrative business for the biggest providers. 2, sponsored experts. Now, typically these people are celebrities or sporting personalities paid by the bookmakers to leverage their position. It doesn't require much more explanation, as the bookies wouldn't want to be paying them if their predictions were any good. 3, free tipsters with no link and no sponsor. Now, I don't want to give them a hard time, but these guys are usually recreational punters with little to add to the party. 4, the most genuine of the bunch, tipsters with a paid subscription service, because unlike the others, they're actually incentivized to help you win. Although there are some problems in using them, explained in a moment. Now, typically it's a tough gig because it's a competitive marketplace with so many incentives to behave badly. Unsurprisingly, it's easier to deceive followers than provide actual value, and this is the crux of the issue because profitable football betting predictions are all about value. You see, predicting the future doesn't matter if you got the wrong price. Distribution of results in the short term is often erratic. If we want to make money from predictions, we must look at getting long-term value. Bookmakers know it, which is why they rarely care about individual short-term results and provide thousands of different betting markets simultaneously. Now, value is more important than short-term predictions, although it doesn't take long to accumulate a lot of money when you're doing it. The very best football tipsters know this. Betting a value is about taking the percentage call when you know the odds are in your favour. I'll show you some examples in a second. So for now, what is value betting in football? We've already got a full video that explains positive EV betting on the channel, so I'll leave a link in the description down below. Although the simplest explanation is a value bet is defined as any bet that is priced higher than its true implied chance. Value is changing all the time along with information, which is why successful betting predictions don't usually last for all that long. When the price goes, so does the opportunity. Although, as I mentioned earlier, bookmakers know this, which is why they price the most popular bets at the worst value. They know that the ordinary punter will back their favourite team regardless of the price, which is exactly what they want you to do. The bottom line here is seeing into the future and predicting what will happen is a myth, just like other fortune tellers throughout time, although people often fall for this because of cognitive biases that humans are naturally drawn to. Confirmation bias is by far the biggest bias in betting, when people favour information that confirms their existing beliefs and ignore and block logical challenges. Like when services send you a notification to remind you yesterday's tips won, but forget when they didn't. Gambler's fallacy is another big one, the belief that past events influence the future. I'm sure you've heard people justify their predictions with things like they're due a win. In reality, it has nothing to do with the next result. Just like authority bias, because as an ex-footballer, their guess must be better. or recency bias, because if the tipster is on a hot streak, there must be more chance of it continuing into the future, right? Hindsight bias is another strong contender because after it happens, we all knew Leicester were going to win the league in 2015-16, didn't we? All these biases are just an illusion. No one can predict the future in sport or anything else. However, value, probability and maths can guarantee long-term positive results, which is the good bit. So let's get stuck in, because genuine football betting predictions that make money consistently beat the starting price. For those that are unaware, starting price is the price at which the event turns in play, kickoff. Now, there are multiple ways to do this, which we'll come to in a second, but the key thing to remember here is you must get the best price on every single bet that you place. Successful predictions are useless if you get the wrong price. Comparing prices on sites like Odds Portal is useful, although some of these comparison sites like Odds Checker don't allow sharp betting brands with the best prices on there. So let's compare a few to show you what I mean with the next 3 Premier League matches to be played. On the right of the screen, you can see Odds Checker prices at all of the biggest firms. To the left, you have Betting Asia's Black platform. So as I go through each of these comparisons, you can see that the prices are bigger on every outcome. Now, the differences might not seem that significant initially, although when you multiply that over a month's worth of bets, you soon see that it's huge. So as an illustration, here's the difference between Bet365 and Betting Asia if you'd backed Luton in that situation throughout the month. This is why shopping around for the best prices is the #1 priority when betting on football predictions, which is why Betting Asia's Black platform is a no-brainer. With a single account, we can compare and place bets with the sharpest betting providers on the planet. Now, when it comes to sifting out predictions that win, it's important to see a historical record beyond 30 days where prices have been verified by an independent third party, because checking the prices aren't being manipulated or that results aren't being removed or altered is crucial. Tipster is a site that provides verification like this, and there aren't many, although some of the predictions do consistently present value. Combining value predictions with the best betting prices and sharp betting brands is the most profitable way of pursuing football betting predictions. The strongest tips that I can give you is to embrace tipsters that target value instead of popular bets and move away from the predictive mindset, because once you embrace football betting predictions based upon value, the results change drastically. The next video proves it here with 5 simple strategies showing you how and where you can get value instantly. Check it out.